The Senate passed the Trademarks Amendment Act 2021 on Friday. Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Senator Kamina Johnson Smith, says the amendments to the Trademarks Act not only enable Jamaica to acknowledge consent to the Madrid Protocol in law, but also modernize Jamaica's Trademarks Act and trademark rules. Here's more in this report. Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Senator Kamina Johnson Smith, says the Trademark Amendment Act 2021, among other things, adds additional absolute ground of refusal of registration of a trademark, where the trademark misrepresents Jamaica or Jamaican culture.
And this bill represents yet another opportunity to strengthen our intellectual property protection framework by providing for Jamaica's participation in the system of international registration, protection, and management of trademarks.
One amendment will see changes to Section 12 of the Act, which speaks to the scope of protection of our country's name and symbols.
So now there is protection for the coat of arms and certain national, the flag and certain national symbols. But what this will add is also protection on the creation of a new 12(1) big A, is that the name Jamaica or the name of another country or abbreviations or homonyms thereof, a map of Jamaica or the national colors of Jamaica, a map of another country or its national colors, or a national emblem or symbol of Jamaica or national emblem or symbol of another country, that these must not be registered in Jamaica unless, or rather under this system, and the registrar may impose a condition or limitation on the trademark in the register to the effect, and this is the most important part, that goods or services for which the trademark is registered shall originate in Jamaica or in another country, as the case may be. So we have all been speaking for years about how upsetting it is to see, you know, Jamaica black castor oil hair products where neither the bottle, the oil, or the label has touched Jamaican soil. We see it with other products as well, and this is intended to ensure that our name is more effectively protected.
Amendments will also aid in improving efficacy and cohesion in the administration of Jamaica's intellectual property legislation.
Clause 7 amends Section 22, which replaces the reference to a trademarks journal with the intellectual property journal. And this is to allow JIPO to maintain one intellectual property journal for all IP publications, instead of having to maintain one for trademarks, one for patents, and one for designs and geographical indications. So this is about efficiency and cohesion in the administration of our intellectual property registrations.
Senator Johnson Smith says the government believes Jamaican brands can be leveraged for national development. She says the island has already developed a positive reputation in the world of intellectual property rights.
According to the Intellectual Property Rights Index 2020, Jamaica's IP protection regime ranks 4th in Latin America and the Caribbean. 4th in Latin America and the Caribbean. And this positive ranking reflects our commitment to shaping a national intellectual property system that benefits first and foremost the interests of the people of Jamaica and supports the growth of Jamaica's knowledge-based industries.
Opposition Senator Donna Scott Motley says the legislation will protect against the exploitation of brand Jamaica.
Some sort of concern was raised when Kanye West began to sell items, memorabilia, using the Jamaican coat of arms. And that is when Jamaica kind of stood up and said, what? How can this be permitted? That somebody from outside could come and use our emblems, just appropriate to himself the right to use an emblem in this way. And there were suggestions that every cent that he made should be given back to Jamaica. There were suggestions that he ought to be sanctioned for having done this. And JIPO did point out to us at the time, though, that immediately that he was notified that he could not, he took everything down and discontinued with his sales. But I must admit that along with our Patent and Designs Act, which we passed here recently, it does make, and I think it was the Apostille, is that leader, the Apostille Act that we did. We see where we are moving towards reducing the bureaucracy that we encounter when we want to get things done and when we want the international recognition for the things that we do.
The bill was approved in the House of Representatives on June 1, 2021.